Another Brick Fan here with a look at a hidden side set. This is Shrimp Shack Attack. This is set 70422. Was released in August 2019, has 579 pieces, 5 minifigures, and cost about $50 when it was released. As you can see, the set comes with a main build, which is the Shrimp Shack itself, and then a side build of a small car with what looks like a ghost hunting weapon on the front. Let's take a look at the main build first. As you can see, the main build is this nice shrimp shack. There's some sandy beach here, then a dock here. There's a ladder or stairway on the other side here that can take you up to the roof where there's some barrels stored. There's this little tree here and then some other roots or branches down here. There's also a small plant in the dark nougat down here. As with all hidden side sets, this does transform into a more sinister set. So the shrimp here turns to the side and you'll see that there's some teeth over here on the side of the shrimp, as well as a eye done in that lime green color. There's an eyeball here on the sign. There's an action feature here where you turn this and it lifts up a mouth there. And then the whole model expands. And you can see there's some teeth here and then some red spots, perhaps from a tongue, which gives a lot of the monster type features, which are all on the left side or where the sign of the diner is. Lots of good detail with this. I like the shrimp sign with fresh seafood and a crab here. The diner itself has these doors that open up to do the serving. Moving in closer, you can see how there's detailing done here with a bunch of stickers along the front, which give it that kind of a wood look. And then there's the 3 windows so you can see into the kitchen area. There's some little accessories, like you can see the ketchup and mustard here. There's a stove right there, and then maybe a serving window over here, which all look pretty good. Over here on the side, there's a barrel with a soda can on top. There's what looks like an ice dispenser there underneath the sign in that nice dark blue color. We'll get this turned around and take a look at the interior. Starting on the far left side, you see there's a basket here with some fish, an egg, and a turkey leg, it looks like. There's some little jumper plates here that it connects to. I like how they use the black and white checkerboard pattern here for the diner, which is a very nice traditional diner look. There's some controls here for the stove. Over here you see a coffee maker perhaps, or a beverage dispenser of some kind. Again, there is a little gauge in here for that. There's a spoon here, a door for an oven right here, some drawers to store other materials in. There's a couple of pots and a pan over here. Lots of little details. 4 burners, it looks like, done in these black studs, and then perhaps a grill top in these grates here. If we look back just a little bit, you see these 2 barrels on the top. This one here actually rotates to reveal a color, which can be used with the interactive application. So it will see that color when it's in there. Little feature there. And then of course the different colors for interacting with the app are down here in the corner. You have gray, yellow, a light blue, and a kind of pinkish color here. Lots of nice little details. There's plenty of room inside. And these jumper plates make it so you can position the employees inside the diner in lots of different ways. So I can appreciate that. I think that makes for a really good use of the space and allows for some good play features inside of the space as well. Moving on to the smaller side build, this little car or maybe a beach buggy. I think it looks pretty good with these wheels are appropriate. They're like the wider wheels, give it a little bit more grip. It has some stickers on it for the side panel here, and then some little stickers on the doors. This is a special piece which has what looks to me like a couple of seats in it. Certainly spots for 2 minifigures, which is nice the way it wraps out like this. So I think that's a nice touch. And we also have another sticker here with some stripes, then some brake lights in the back, and there's one headlight in the front. The nice thing about this is it actually will fit 2 minifigures, so you can have someone driving and then have someone standing up. So in this case I've got Jack and Parker in the vehicle. One can be manning the weapon while the other drives the vehicle. Rolls around pretty good and provides for a nice little side build or a smaller build here in the overall set. Let's take a look at the minifigures now. As I mentioned in the beginning, this set comes with 5 minifigures, 6 if you include Spencer. So they include Jack, Parker, Ronnie, Sally, and Chef Enzo. Starting with our first 3, this is Jack, Parker, and Spencer. Jack is in his white hoodie with his red striping on it. There is some nice printing along his legs here, which I think look really good. He, of course, is carrying his mobile device that helps him fight ghosts. He has the black one here. It is a nice dual molded headpiece with the red hat and then the white of his hoodie over it. Parker is also printed very nicely. She's wearing kind of a pale blue jean jacket that has various patches on it. And then she has the leg printing there with the rips in her knees of her jeans and then the sewing for the pockets, which I think turned out very nicely. Her headpiece is also dual molded with this yellow stocking cap and then the purple hair. You can also see her mobile device here for ghost hunting. And then finally on the end is Spencer. Spencer's a nice dual molded, clear and white figure that I think looks really good. Gives him this nice ghostly appearance along the bottom, showing him as a ghost dog. Moving around the figures, see on the back of Jack here, you see the nice red striping and then some contouring for his hoodie. Parker continues those patches for her jean jacket. And you can see the back of Spencer is mostly clear there. Jack does have an alternate expression, which is a little more grouchy than his happy face we had showed you earlier. And the same with Parker's alternate expression. They both look a little bit more upset than they were. Let's move on and take a look at the rest of the minifigures. Next up we have Ronnie, Sally, and Chef Enzo. Ronnie is here enjoying his hot dog. I do like that mold for the hot dog. It's got the sausage inside and then a hot dog mold that has a stud on it so that minifigures can hold it. I like his hair. It's a nice hairpiece in that kind of medium nougat color. Good smile on his face, and he's wearing a red pizza t-shirt with the dark blue pants. Sally is here in a nice light blue waitress uniform. You see that the printing is very good on this. She has a little cup on a round platter here. See, she has a nice expression on her face there. I like the use of the printing there with a kind of a pink or salmon type color. The printing on the legs seems to go down quite well on her. And then I like the blonde hairpiece that she has. At the end we have Chef Enzo, who has a white shirt on and then the sand green overalls. If you look closely, you can see a pad of paper and a pen there in the center pocket of his overalls. Some green splattering on it, probably from his cooking efforts. He's holding a spoon, as you can see. The tan legs look pretty good, and I do like the chef's hat that he's wearing. Some big sideburns along the side of his face, as you can see. Around the back, Robbie's pretty plain. There's just a little bit of detailing right there in the center. A continuation of the good printing for Sally here in the back. And Chef Enzo has a little bit of contouring on the back of him as well. Interesting to see that there is a sand green piece here as part of the legs, just on the top that holds the legs together. You see Robbie and Sally both with alternate faces. Robbie looks a little sick from eating too many hot dogs, it appears. And Sally looks frightened, which is probably justifiable considering that her and Chef Enzo are the ones that get haunted by the ghosts and become ghosts themselves. Let's take a quick look at their ghost form. Here are the ghost or haunted forms of Sally and Chef Enzo. Sally's got this very nice hair piece, which looks dual molded because there's some clear or trans green down here on the bottom, and then it gets more opaque as it moves up to the top. Hair's in several different positions here. I think we've had this hair mold in some previous Hidden Side sets. Her face is good with a little ghostly grimace on it. Pull this hairpiece out of the way. You can see there's the trans green, light green piece with some white printing and then the ghost face on it. Chef Enzo has this second torso piece that goes on top here. You can see his face with a kind of a seaweed looking mustache on him. Once again in that light trans green color. He also has this spring green, light green cleaver that he's using. Looking around to the back, you'll see the back of that upper torso piece. The backs of these figures are interesting. I like how there's a little gap here in the hairpiece, so you can see a little bit through that. But as you notice, the backs of the heads are pretty much the same with this light, very light flame-looking pattern on the backs of their heads. Can be seen. And it's just barely noticeable through that hole in the back of Sally's hairpiece here. So there are all the minifigures that are included with this set. Let's take a quick look at the AR gameplay before I give my final thoughts on this set. First thing we need to do is scan the set. As you notice, it has to be the back of this particular set. And once we get that lined up, it will recognize the set and then build our environment for us, which I think is pretty cool. You notice the steam now coming out of the side of the cafe. And if you look closely, you can see a fire down there in the oven. And now it tells us we need to clear the gloom. I also like that little mouse running around down there. So what we need to do is find the color wheel, which in this case is on the left side of the kitchen. So we'll just zoom down in there, use my finger there to switch it to the yellow color that it wants. Once we do that, we go down and tap in that square, match it up, and then tap in the square. Then we have to search for the gloom. It gives us like 10 seconds to find it. You see it's over there on the right. So we'll scan until we find it right there. And there it is. Now it has found our gloom spot and it'll ask us to move to the next color, but we have to clear this first. So scan it and then tap on it to get it to go away. And we get our reward, and then we move on to going to the next color.
And that's kind of a quick overview of the gameplay that we have going on with this. Things I like about this are kind of the animation that goes on inside of this. You'll see a mouse run around. You'll see the color there in the stove, and then once again you have to go searching for gloom again, which is right there, and once again scan and destroy that, and then move on to the next color. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set.
Overall, I really like the Shrimp Shack. I think this is a very good build. The minifigures are all quite good and appropriate. I certainly like the ghost aspects of Chef Enzo and of Sally the waitress. The dual torso look on Chef Enzo is really nice, as you saw when I was reviewing the minifigures. The little vehicle that comes with it is a nice touch. I like how it holds two minifigures quite easily and provides for a little bit more playability. Certainly lots of playability with the set itself. I like the little transformations, like the use of the shrimp here with a nice lime green or spring green parts and the teeth here. Very interesting how the set opens up to provide those teeth and what kind of looks like a tongue in there as well. So it's always nice to see these little monster touches in these various buildings. As to looking at the value, I think $50 is a very good price for this set. It has close to 600 pieces, so that makes the piece count a very respectable under 10 cents a piece. The 5 minifigures certainly add to the value of the set, and I think they're all very nice. I do really like this theme, and I'm going to continue to get them. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this set, and I'm going to get started on my next video. Until then, happy building! If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and take a look at some of my other hidden side videos that are linked in the playlist above. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my content.